In the Tweak menu, there's loads of options for tweaking the appearance of the text, box and border. The first page contains all the text options. At the bottom of the page, you can select the colour, brightness and opacity of the text. You can also choose a different font for the number. Hover over the font slider and use the up and down directional buttons to change the font. On the other pages, you can tweak the appearance of the text box and border. There's lots of options to experiment with, but I'm actually going to turn off the box, border and shadow. On each page, just deselect the buttons with the eye icon to hide them. The Tweak menu also has a page for aligning the text. Using these buttons, you can get your text perfectly aligned. I'm putting my score in the middle, at the top. Have a play around with the settings, then close the Tweak menu when you're happy with the look of your number displayer. We've now got a snazzy-looking score display. In the next step, I'll show you how you can add to the score. To make the score go up, we need something for Connie to collect. A prize bubble should do the trick. Prize bubbles are ready-made collectibles you can use in your scenes. Fly over to the first floating platform. Now go to the Assembly menu and navigate back to Gadgets. Close Movers and Output with Circle, then open up Gameplay Gear. The prize bubble icon is a gift-wrapped present. Select it with X. Stamp one above the first platform, where Connie can reach it. Then unequip the prize bubble with Circle. You can scale the prize bubble with the up and down directional buttons if you want to make it a bit bigger. Now tweak the prize bubble with L1 and square. In the menu, find the option for Collectible by Imp. It's very important to turn this off. Otherwise, you could collect all the prize bubbles just by depossessing Connie. Now close the Tweak menu with L1 and Circle. To make the score go up, we need another gadget, a score modifier. You can find it next to the score gadget in the Gameplay Gear menu. Select it with X, then stamp one next to the prize bubble. Press Circle to remove the gadget from your imp. Then move on to the next step when you're ready to continue. Right, let's take a closer look at the score modifier. Open the Score Modifier's Tweak menu with L1 and square. The score name box shows which score is being modified. Find the slider called Operation Value. It's down at the bottom. The operation value is how much is added or set by this score modifier. Use the up and down directional buttons to set the operation value to 1.0. 1 point for each prize bubble collected. Next, take a look at the options for operation type. These are very important as they determine how the score is modified. The default option is Set. This means that when the score modifier is activated, it will set the score to the operation value. So in our case, it'll set the score to 1, no matter what the score was before it was activated. That's no good for a collectible, so we need to change the operation type to Add. Select the button with the plus icon on it. When set to Add, the score modifier will add the operation value to the current score. If you want to know what the other operation types do, just hover over them for a few seconds to reveal more info for that button. And that's our score modifier ready to go. We just need to connect it to the prize bubble. We'll do that in the next step. For this next bit, we'll need the tweak menus for the score modifier and the prize bubble. So make sure you've got them both open. Put the prize bubble tweak menu on the left of the screen and the score modifier on the right. In the prize bubble tweak menu, find the button called Just Collected. Its icon is a tick. Create a wire from the Just Collected output port. Extend the wire over to the score modifier and connect it to its power port. Now when this prize bubble is collected, the score modifier will activate and 1 point will be added to the score. Don't take my word for it though. A good dream shaper always tests their work. But we'll need more than one collectible set up to test it properly. Now that we've set up one prize bubble and score modifier, we can clone them onto other platforms. Close both tweak menus, then select the gadgets with X. Now group them by selecting the button in the context menu. Now you can clone the collectible with L1 and R2. Don't make too many just yet, just a few to test their working. Once you've got a few collectibles, switch over to play mode and test the logic so far. Great! The score is keeping count of how many prize bubbles Connie has collected. We can now clone more collectibles in edit mode. If your score isn't increasing, check that your score modifier is connected and that it's adding and not setting the score. When you've finished adding collectibles, move on to the next step.